Hello, family and friends. This is Kim with Shopping on Shoestrings, and we are doing noodles. Okay, I got in a pack of the soy sauce flavored noodles, and that's the seasoning packet over here, down here. Yep, let me get that a little lower. Alright, maybe back a little further. There we go. I gotta watch this tripod though, instead of getting a new one. And then I just put a pack of soy sauce that I got from the Chinese when I ordered some delivery, because I'm out of soy sauce. Okay, so I'm gonna add some water to this so we can get it going. Okay, I'm gonna try and see if I can't pause this for the actual cook time. And I don't know, I did probably 2 cups, I'm guessing, of water there, and I might add some more. It's one of those McDonald's, I don't know what this is, they're smaller size or medium size glasses. I'm horrible at measuring things out. I'm going to throw some parsley in here. Now your seasonings you can kind of do to taste, you know. And I switch mine up from time to time also. And then since I'm out of garlic, minced garlic, I'm going to use some garlic salt. But I don't want to do too much because that seasoning and soy sauce are already salty. And I'm not a huge salt fan. Chopped onion. I think I added about half teaspoon of probably the parsley and about a half teaspoon of the onion flakes. And then, as usual, I'm going to get my dehydrated. Yeah, you can see I'm getting kind of low. I'm going to have to start dehydrating. And just going to throw a handful of corn in there. Almost like the rice, but you can put whatever you want to in it, you know. I'm going to throw some green peppers in there. Now you could do fresh, but you'd probably want to, you know, on some of that, like the peppers and that, you'd probably want to saute them, you know, a little bit. I got some green onions, so I'm going to throw some of them in there. I tell you, I can survive for months off of noodles and salad. We've already done that. We're going to do mustard greens. Couple handfuls of that. Okay, and that's all the dehydrated vegetables that I'm going to put in there. I am going, yeah, I love cranberries, so I'm going to add some cranberries in there. I'm not going to add raisins this time, but you can do this however you want. And then I got some plain sesame seed. I'm going to throw probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon of sesame seed in there. Now, that water, let's see, I don't want those, I'll flip it because I don't want those vegetables on and stuff on top. I think I'm going to leave it at that for the water right now. I will check it. If it seems like things aren't dehydrated and soft enough, then I'll probably add a speck more. I'll play it by ear. And then if you notice, I've got 3 eggs over here. I usually use 2, but since this will empty this carton, I'm going to throw all 3 in there, but not right now. And the other version of this is you don't use the eggs. You have more water, have more of a broth, and have it more soupy. I don't want broth. I want it more hearty. So I'm doing it this way. So I'm going to turn this on. And I'm going to get it to cooking. Oh, got to throw a little pepper in there. So I love my pepper. And I'm just going to cover it and let everything get hydrated, soft. And then I'll come in and check it in a little bit. And if everything's ready and there's still a lot of fluid, I'll cook that fluid down to where there's barely any. And then when it comes time to add the eggs, I'll be back and show from there. If I have to make a second video for the rest of it from this part, because this camera never does go back to record for some reason. So at any rate, that's basically where we're kind of at. And it's turned on and it's going to cook. And I'm going to try and see if I can't. I'm either doing it wrong. It says pause okay. So I'm going to hit that. But every time I do this, it totally closes me out. So there might be a part 2. Alright. See you in a bit. Okay, and I guess this might have worked. It's not done. And I've got to hang on to this. I don't want the camera to fall. But I kind of came in and checked on it. Broke up that cube of noodles. Kind of mixing, my ingredients with the noodles a little bit. But the noodles aren't done. So... not yet. I'm going to add just a tad bit more water to this. This could be amazing if I finally figured out how to use this record, if this actually turns out. Because then maybe I can try some fashions on. If I can keep the, do this pause thing. I hope this works. Because I want them noodles to get a little bit softer in there. But I want this to cook down just a little bit more because now that I added the water before I add the eggs. And I think I'm only going to do 2 eggs because 3 eggs is just a little bit too much for me. So I'm just going to try and tuck one in the fridge. So we're going to let this cook just a little bit here. And I'm going to take 1 egg out. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take 1 egg out and just use 1 egg. Usually I like to do 1 egg per pack of noodles. Because that's just going to be too much. I'll save this for something else. have a Miss A order that came in, small one. I didn't get a full one where I got the free shipping. And I have some thread up. I just placed a nice thread up order. They have 20% off going at this time. I think it's for the 4th of July. When you go into their website, it tells you the code. I think it's Flare number 4 Style. That saved me 25 bucks. It was pretty nice. It's actually, besides the first time when I first placed my order with them, that's the first I think 20% off I've gotten since all this time. I'm just trying to get that water to cook down. See, there's not a, really, you know what you want. He wants to go out to the garden, but it's so very hot. We'll go later when it cools down, but we do have to go out there and check on things. He's trying to untie my apron strings. Smarty, quit being impatient. He's like just a big old kid. And he's very persistent, that's the problem. And sometimes he gets icky about things. I would like to get, I'm out of mushrooms, you know, I'd like to get other vegetables so I could switch it up sometimes from the ones that I have. Now, there's a couple ways you can do your egg. You can plop it in there, cover it up, and steam it. If you want to do it that way. You know, it's whatever you decide you want to do. But I'm going to mix mine right up in the noodles. And what it does, kind of pull everything together. That's why I didn't want too much water in there. It just kind of pulls it all together. And just be imaginative of what you think, what you like, and throw it in your noodles, just like with the rice. You know? Now, if I was going to do this with no egg, I would have wanted more water and more of a broth. So it was more like a soup, you know. And I'll get a couple meals out of this. You know, I'll have some for tonight, and then I can have some for tomorrow, you know. Don't really like freezing noodles because they don't freeze too good, I discovered. See, almost all that water's gone. Let's cook it long enough to make sure my egg is absolutely cooked. I remember back in my day, I used to lick the batter when I was a child. My mom would always give me the beaters so I could, you know, lick the batter. I wouldn't do that nowadays. I remember it. I look at it and it's like, ah, that's the best part of the cake, but not nowadays. Unless I had my own chickens, you know. So see how all that fluid's gone. And I'm just kind of really just turning it to make sure that that egg is fully cooked. But I have to keep turning it because if I don't, it will stick and it will burn. Yes, I'm using a fork on something a pot I shouldn't be using. Shame on me. But from what I can see, I don't see no glossiness that, you know, I would be looking for. So I'm pretty sure this egg is starting to look dry, which is what I want. Alright, now I know it kind of looks crappy in the skillet, but it really does taste good. And like I say, you can mix it up. It's just another way to make a cheap meal, you know. And you could add whatever vegetables. I suppose you could even do some frozen, but you might want to zap them in the microwave to get some of that moisture out of there, or not start cooking and add that moisture in here and use that as your water fluid level. See what I'm saying? So, but there are many ways. But since I dehydrate so much, I'm always using dehydrated, and they perk right up. Alright, that's it. That's the noodles. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hopefully this thing works. Later.